Hello and welcome back to In the Mind of God Part 4, I believe this is. And today we are talking about prayer.
Say your prayers to Jesus over.
Now, I was reading an article on JW.org and it made me start to think, this would be a perfect topic to sort of discuss on the In the Mind of God series, because as I was going through it, I just kept asking myself, what was God, or what is God thinking in this situation? What is his thought process?
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
If he is trying to be a perfect, omniscient, all-loving, kind father figure to all of humanity. So let's get right into it. ZZ's here. I think he's still eating his food, but you can see him back there. I'm sure he'll take his place on the pillow before you know it. Run the intro. Fancy water. I like me some fancy water. You know what I mean? Alright, so I would just like to read a few sections from this article and then talk about it a little bit. This might be one of the longer In the Mind of Gods, so we'll see how it goes. Or it might be really choppy because I'll have to edit my ranting down to a fair degree. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So this is talking about should you pray?
You serious?
And the first quote that it gives is, "If God knows everything, including my thoughts and needs, why should I pray, you might ask? That is a valid question. Did not Jesus say that God knows what you need even before you ask him?" Matthew 6:8. King David of Israel realized this, and he wrote, "There is not a word on my tongue, but look, O Jehovah, you already know it." Why then should we turn to God in prayer? To answer that, let us consider what the Bible says about the prayers of God's worshipers. So straight away, they acknowledge the fact that, it's a bit odd. God knows everything. Why would I need to ask him?
Name something you might hurt yourself riding on.
Oh, Lord. You know what I'm thinking?
And that's a good question. Imagine if, I know in this series, I always say it, but in this series, we always try and relate God as being a father figure, right? So if God is this loving parent, and let's just say he has 10 kids, okay, he knows what they need, right? He knows they need food, shelter, and education, stimulation, right? But he only gives them the things they ask for. That's kind of messed up, because they don't know, or they might not know exactly what they need, but he does. And yet he has this weird policy where only when my kids ask me for something, and only sometimes when they ask me for those things, do I actually give it to them. I'm pretty sure we'll be exploring that concept more later. So then it has another paragraph talking about prayer draws us close to God, which pretty much makes the very point I just made, in that God can even look beyond our unexpressed feelings and use his perfect knowledge of our circumstances to respond to our need. But again, why? So you need something, but you don't even know you need it yet, and yet he's withholding this until you at least ask for it.
I need it!
I want people to get on their knees and beg of me to do something, and just maybe I will go ahead and do it. So then it talks about, does God answer all prayers? The Bible assures us that Almighty God answers the prayers of his faithful servants, but it also gives reasons why he does not listen to some prayers. For example, at a time when violence was rampant in ancient Israel, God directed his prophet Isaiah to tell the people, "Although you offer many prayers, I am not listening. Your hands are filled with blood." Clearly, those who show contempt for God's laws or pray with improper motives cannot expect to be heard by God. So this is just saying, okay, well, I only will answer the prayers of the people that I like or that are doing the things that I want. When it says, because your hands are filled with blood, I laugh at that, because God at many times was completely happy having the Israelites kill men, women, children. Somehow he managed to spare virgins. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. But God seemed to be okay sparing them. But killing men, women that had slept with a man, and children, totally fine. So his hands are also filled with a lot of blood, and if you've watched many of my videos, you're probably well aware of that. So the fact that he only listens, or that he says he's not listening to their prayers because their hands are filled with blood, is quite funny to me. Anyway, on the other hand, the Bible states, no matter what we ask according to his will, he hears us. Does that mean, though, that God will automatically grant his worshippers every request? Not necessarily. Consider the case of the Apostle Paul, who begged God 3 times to remove a thorn in the flesh. It may be that Paul suffered from a chronic eye infection. How frustrating this must have been for him. Paul had been given the gift of healing, and he had even performed a resurrection, yet he had to endure his own illness. Even though the answer to his petitions did not take the form he wanted, Paul accepted God's response with gratitude. ZZ has managed to come back. Oh, he's not in shot. That's sad, ZZ. Here. We will make adjustments. Just for you, buddy. It is your channel, by the way. Or I guess I can... I might not need this. If I need it, we'll make further adjustments. This is JW Thoughts Production Hour with Wally. Ah, there he is. Big man. So, 1 John 5:14. This is one of the key scriptures that I think makes this whole topic super interesting. So, you can look at different translations and iterations of this verse. But essentially, no matter what we ask according to his will, he hears us. So, if it's in line with his will, then God is going to hear you.
Yeah, I called her up. She gave me a bunch of crap about me not listening to her enough or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
This, to me, is one of the most problematic verses in the entire Bible. I know that might seem a little bit off or weird, but so am I. So just ride with me for a second. Think about this. God says that if you ask for something according to his will, he hears you. So I cannot imagine a scenario where people have died from cancer, from a building falling on them via an earthquake, from a flood, from a tornado, from a hurricane. The list goes on and on and on and on. Hunger, starvation. I can fully imagine people that were begging of God to just please provide some way to give us food, or else my children will die. And those people died. I can't remember the exact statistics. I probably should have looked this up beforehand, but it was something like 15,000 children a day died from starvation. There was a bunch of statistics when I did look this up, so it was hard to actually key in on one. But that was the really, really high estimate. But anyway, I don't think, and if you are a believer and you don't pray for, children in less advantageous, in less ideal circumstances to have access to food and clean water, if you don't do that, I think that's really morally objectionable, right? Because the Bible says as long as something's according to God's will, he will do it. So therefore, if the group of believers gets together and starts praying, and they could solve world hunger, right? Well, obviously, world hunger isn't solved. So what is that? What are we left to conclude then? Well, children dying of starvation is part of his will. He wants it to happen. He could stop it, but he doesn't. People getting decimated by a hurricane or a tornado or an earthquake or some kind of natural disaster. He could stop it, but he wants it to happen. Now, if we're looking at this through the lens of the Bible, there are examples in the Bible where God controls natural phenomenon, controls the weather, where he miraculously gives people food, where he miraculously heals people with his power. So he gives examples that he can do these things, and yet he doesn't. So I take a step back as, me, the antagonist in this anime, and say, well, there's a couple things that we can test here. Either God is an immoral person and he just is fine with allowing children to die and people to, die of diseases and has no problem with it. Or God doesn't answer prayers altogether. Or our understanding of prayers is insufficient, so we don't actually know how to ask God for something, which is funny because if that is a possibility, he literally says, well, if it's according to my will, but then you never know what he might be thinking. And he might be thinking one thing now and one thing later. So it's just this whole miasma of chaos. And then, or God doesn't exist whatsoever. And prayer works on the exact level of chance. And people that have gone out to try and prove that prayer is effective. There's been studies. People have actually gone out and tried to prove that prayer makes a difference. And I think it was the Templeton Foundation. You can look it up for yourself and look at the results. Don't take my word for it. By giving references, it makes people lazy. So by being a little bit more vague, I'm telling you it's out there. For anyone that wants to go and find it, you'll find it. Anyway, if you go and look at people that have tried to prove that prayer works with studies, with controls, so I should say just a study, what has been the results? Well, they did this thing where they were praying for people in a hospital that had some sort of sickness. And their conclusion from trying to prove that prayer works was people were getting better on the exact rate of chance. The only statistical anomaly that they came across was that when people knew they were being prayed for, they were less likely to get better, and they were more likely to get worse. That was the only result that they came across that was different than chance. So, anytime someone's tried to prove the efficacy of prayer, it hasn't worked unless it's like a one-off thing that's random that could be explained via another means. So, I'm left to conclude, because the series is called In the Mind of God, so we go into God's mind, and I think, okay, well then, if God exists, if the Bible is real, that means he just does not care about some of the things that people are praying for. And if you want to sit here and tell me that no one's praying for children to have food, or praying that a hurricane doesn't wipe out everyone's means of living, that a earthquake doesn't destroy people's homes, that it rains in Madagascar. If you believe that prayer works and you don't pray for these people, I don't know really what to say to you. Why? I mean, how fast is it? our God in heavens above, please help those without food, help those that are sick, help those that are in dangerous conditions, that are volatile, that might be affected by a natural disaster. You just you could speed run it, right? And you do that every day. So if you do that and you are in good standing with God, according to the Bible, he'll do something about it if it's part of his will. So you come to the conclusion that it's not part of his will. Well, why does God not answer all prayers? What is the Christian apologetic for the reason that he doesn't actually answer these prayers? The Christian apologetic is often stated that God is allowing this time for humans to realize how much they need him, how much they need his rule. And when they try and rule themselves and ignore his laws, that everything just goes terribly, terribly wrong. So to pick back up on our illustration, imagine that someone has 10 kids and they live in a house where the doors are locked from the inside, and he's the only one that has the code to get out of the house. And there's locks on the refrigerator and access to water. Now, in order for this guy to teach his children how much they need him, his best way of showing that is by letting one of them starve. Now, the other 9 children are begging of their father, please, just let him have food. Please let him have water. And he just says, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. And little Timmy eventually dies of starvation. And then the father goes to his other kids and says, hey, now look what happens when I'm not in your life. Look what happens when you don't allow me to control everything. Now I'm going to take the locks off the doors, and you can go if you want to, but just look what happens if I'm not in control of the situation. And we're supposed to look at this person and say, wow, yeah, that's true. Yeah, what a great point. What a perfect way of demonstrating the value and superiority of your rule. I could not, even in my stupid little human ape brain, think of a different way to demonstrate how your rule could be better. You know what, Dad? I am fully convinced. I don't know how people can say these things where they say, okay, it's fine that, well, God didn't kill the child. He allowed the child to die, even though he could have saved it. But he just allowed the child to die, and now I'm using that as an example to show the other kids that they need me. What a monster. What an absolute lunatic if this God does exist. And then there's the aspect of the prayer. So the dad also says, during this whole malnutrition crime, is actively telling the other children, well, you know what? Anything that you guys ask of me, as long as it's according to, my will or what I want, and as long as you're in good standing with me, then, I'll do it. And so the children have this primer that, if we ask Dad for something, he'll do it as long as, we're good and he approves of what we're doing. And in order to keep their brother, sister, I didn't do any gender specifics, but in order to keep the other child alive, they're making sure they're doing everything right. They're following all of his rules right down to a T. They're doing it perfectly, not making a single mistake. And they're begging of their father, please, 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 give them food and water, please, please. And he's like, okay, well, just keep asking, because you know I'll do it if you keep asking. And then he lets them die. What kind of sicko thinks that this is okay? And what kind of sicko thinks that prayer or these little children begging for their lives is a good thing? So this father knows exactly what all of these kids need. He has the power to give it to them. And yet he refuses to give it to them unless they beg and get on their knees and grovel. And B, he doesn't do it sometimes just to teach a lesson or something. It's pretty hard to know. If you can come to the conclusion that that prayer is effective, well, I'm sorry, but there's just no proof behind it. And if you can come to the conclusion that prayer is moral, I think you need to step back and reevaluate the full context and the full scope of what your beliefs and what these beliefs and all of the ramifications that they have, what they really mean. Because it is important. I need to have some bougie water. My throat's getting hurt from the ranting. My throat's getting hurt from the ranting. Best sentence you've ever heard on JW Thoughts. All right, so we've kind of discussed some of my thoughts on why a God would possibly think that prayer is a good thing. And there's one other aspect of this that I think is really important to note, and that is that some people actively think and claim that God is answering prayers. So I haven't actually looked at these yet, but I just pulled up prayer in the old Watchtower library. And scrolling down, I know there will be a section here. Yes, answered. So we have a section called prayers answered. So I'm just going to read you a few of these examples that the Watchtower has given of prayers being answered. And mind you, that there are tens of thousands of people that die every single day because they don't have food. In Britain, Tim and Sam, both 11 years old and unbaptized publishers, were engaging in field ministry with Tim's mother. The boys needed new bags to carry their Bibles and literature, but money was a problem. Earlier, before starting in the field service that day, the mothers of the two young publishers made this a subject of prayer. At the last house to be visited that morning, Tim spoke to the householder and read a Bible verse to her. She interrupted him to ask what his religion was. When Tim replied that he was one of Jehovah's Witnesses, the woman scolded him and said to his mother that she could not understand why witnesses let their children die rather than allow them to accept blood transfusions. Tim's mother suggested that the woman ask the boys how they felt about this, and she did. Tim explained that he would always choose alternative treatment rather than go against his Bible-trained conscience. His parent-trained conscience, because that's not a biblical teaching. Sam then said that his own sister had received alternative treatment and had fared better than patients who received blood. The householder again turned to Tim's mother. This time she expressed disapproval of taking young children from door to door. Both boys responded that they enjoyed preaching, adding that they preferred this to roaming the streets like others their age. Impressed by their reply, the householder asked the boys to wait a moment while she went into her house. What a surprise they had when she returned and presented them with a presented them with a smart, new leather bag, ideal for their ministry. She sold these items for her living. Her changed attitude also allowed the boys to arrange for a return visit. Yeehaw! As they were leaving, the householder's 94-year-old mother, who had been listening, came to the door and asked Tim's mother to visit her at her home. So, if you pray that you might need a new bag in order to hold your Bible and your watchtowers, you know, God might change the heart of someone that that was antagonistic to witnesses, and he might just use that person as some sort of conduit in order to give you the blessing that you need. So, do you need food? Maybe God doesn't really care. Might you die from a natural disaster? God doesn't really care. But hey, if you're a young boy in Britain from 9 to 11 named Tim, you might just be blessed with a new bag. Holy. Let's go. Mother with no food. Here we go. You can show love to strangers in many ways, even if at first your efforts are not appreciated. Consider the example. While conducting a Bible study, a publisher in Spain noticed that her student, Jessica from Ecuador, could not stop crying. The publisher asked why. Jessica related that before immigrating, she was so poor that one day she had no food. All she had to give her daughter was water. Jessica tried to rock her child to sleep as she prayed for help. Soon after, 2 witnesses visited her, but Jessica was unkind to them and tore up the magazine the sisters offered. "Is this the food you want to give me and my daughter?" she asked. The sisters tried to comfort her, but her attempts were in vain. Later, they left a basket of food at her door. Jessica was touched by their kindness and felt bad as she recalled that she had paid no heed when God answered her prayer. Now, though, she was determined to serve Jehovah. What a fine effect their generosity produced. So someone was kind enough in Ecuador to give a mother food for her and her kid. God answered the prayer for food for those people, but it was only through the kindness that these other 2 witnesses showed. Like, if the food magically appeared, that would be an answer to your prayer. Oh, God literally just goes, broop. Oh, whoops. And then there's food. But no, it always takes, like, the kindness of a stranger. We'll do one more. Let me just see what we got here. Prayer for direction, prayer for food in their own bed, prayer for help with prayer for help unrolling banner at 1920. That sounds perfect. Behind the scenes, an answer to a prayer. This will be a good one. Arthur and Nellie Claus arrived early to get good seats. "I was hanging on to every word," said Arthur. Suddenly he began having abdominal cramps. Reluctantly he left the hall, knowing that he could not re-enter. An usher asked, "How can you leave at a time like this?" Arthur knew he must. On his return, Arthur heard loud applause from inside the hall. Searching for a spot outside the hall where he could hear what was going on inside, he discovered a place to climb up onto the roof, about 16 feet high. Then he made his way toward a large skylight with open windows. There Arthur found several brothers in a quandary, peering down on the speaker. They had instructions to cut several cords simultaneously to release a banner, but to cut the cords all at once, they needed one more knife. Did Arthur have a sharp pocket knife? To their great relief, he did. Arthur and the others took their positions and waited for the appointed signal. When Brother Rutherford said "advertise" for the second time, they were to cut the cords. Eyewitnesses described how smoothly the large 3-colored banner unfurled. In the center was a painting of Jesus. Afterward, the brothers explained to Arthur that they had climbed a ladder to the roof, and then the ladder had been taken away. They could not go for help, so they prayed to Jehovah to send a brother with a knife. Those brothers were convinced that Jehovah had answered their prayer in a most interesting way. Yes, so if Brother Rutherford, who's quite the unsavory character by all accounts, is saying advertise, advertise, and he wants this perfectly orchestrated event, like, what are we talking about? This guy has an abdominal pain, he leaves, he has to climb on the roof, there's these other guys up there. Things happen by chance all the time. And every single malfunction that's ever happened at a convention would also have to be explained if you're going to say that this is an answer to people's prayers. There was sound equipment failures. There were issues with the drama. There was times when people would get on stage at conventions that I remember. Like, it's actually crazy to think that these people will convince themselves that these mundane events, like someone being on a roof and having a pocket knife, is the equivalent of their answering of prayer. And yet when they pray for people to be safe during a natural disaster and then those people die, they just think, well, bad luck. I think that prayer has to be one of the biggest failures of the Bible conceptually. I don't see the value of something that's so easily disproven, that people have tried to go and prove, and that there's no merit to whatsoever. Right, well, those are my thoughts on prayer and getting into the mind of God, and why I think it really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I did have one idea, and that is because I think people hear numbers on things, and you kind of get things like muddied in your head. Like if someone, like your friend, dies of hunger or an overdose or something, it becomes real, right? It's someone you personally know. But if you read a news article or you hear of a statistic, it's almost desensitizing. So I thought I would take it upon myself to, I did a quick calculation, and it appears that 1,041 people die every hour just from hunger in the world. So I got some water here. I am going to count to 1,041. So yeah, you can skip to the end. You don't have to watch any of this, but I thought it was important, and it's my channel, and I get to do whatever I want. So leave me alone. Right, so as a moment just to really reflect, and as I count every one of these, I'm actually going to like try and picture like a person. Like I don't want this just to be some goofy thing. Like I want to actually picture a living human being with every one of these. So let's run it. I don't know actually how long this will take. Maybe I should have calculated that. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, funny number, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, 142, 143, 144, 145, 146, 147, 148, 149, 150, 151, 152, 153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159, 160, 161, 162, 163, 164, 165, 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 171, 170. Wait, 170. We'll just start again at 170. 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176, 178, 179, 180, 181, 182, 183, 184, 185, 186, 187, 188, 189, 190, 191, 192, 193, 194, 195, 196, 197, 198, 199, 200, 200, 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, 209, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216, 217, 218, 219, 220, 221, 222, 223, 224, 225, 226, 227, 228, 229, 230, 231, 232, 234, 234, 235, 236, 237, 238, 239, 240, 241, 242, 243, 244, 245, 246, 247, 248, 249, 250. I think I messed that up. 251, 252, 253, 254, 255, 266, 267, 268, 269, 270, 271, 272, 273, 274, 275, 276, 277, 278, 279, 280, 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286, 287, 288, 289, 290, 291, 292, 293, 294, 295, 296, 297, 298, 299, 300, 301, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306, 307, 308, 309, 310, 311, 312, 3, good band, 313, 314, 315, 316, 317, 318, 319, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324, 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, 340, 341, 342, 343, 344, 345, 346, 347, 348, 349, 350, 351, 352, 353, 354, 355, 356, 357, 358, 359, 360, 361, 362, 363, 364, 365, 366, 367, 368, 369, 370, 371, 372, 373, 374, 375, 376, 377, 378, 379, 380. Three 381, 382, 383, 384, 385, 386, 387, 388, 389, 390, 391, 392, 393, 394, 395, 396, 397, 398, 399, 400. And remember, these are human lives that God is ignoring. And for every one of these people that I'm naming, I would venture to guess that there is 2 people that are praying that this thing doesn't happen. And God's sitting on his Barcalounger doing nothing. As I count these off, remember, these are human lives being lost from a thing that God could prevent. And he's sitting there choosing not to. Just reminding everyone the exercise. 401, 402, 403, 404, 405, 406, 407, 408, 409, 410, 411, 412, 413, 414, or 413, 414, 415, 416, 417, 418, 419, 420, 421, 422, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428, 429, 430, 431, 432, 433, 444, 445, 446, 447, 448, 449, 450, 451, 452, 453, 454, 455, 456, 457, 458, 459, 460, 461, 462, 463, 464, 465, 466, 467, 468, 469, 470, 471, 472, 473, 474, 475, 476, 477, 478, 479, 480, 481, 482, 483, 484, 485, 486, 487, 488, 489, 490, 491, 492, 493, 494, 495, 496, 497, 498, 499, 500, 501, 502, 501, 502, 503, 504, 505, 506, 507, 508, 509, 510, 511, 512, 513, 514, 515, 516, 517, 518, 519, 520, 521, 522, 523, 524, 525, 526, 527, 528, 529, 530, 531, 532, 533, 534, 535, 536, 537, 538, 539, 540, 541, 542, 543, 541, 544, 545, 546, 547, 548, 549, 550, 551, 552, 553, 554, 555, 556, 557, 558, 559, 560, 561, 562, 563, 564, 565, 556, 566, 567, 568, 569, 570, 571, 572, 573, 574, 575, 576, 577, 578, 579, 580, 581, 582, 583, 584, 585, 586, 587, 588, 589, 590, 591, 592, 593, 594, 595, 596, 597, 598, 599, 600, 601, 602, 603, 604, 605, 606, 607, 606, 608, 609, 610, 611, 612, 613, 614, 614, 615, 616, 617, 618, 619, 620, 621, 622, 623, 624, 625, 626, 627, 628, 629, 630, 631, 632, 633, 634, 635, 637, no, 636, 637, 638, 639, 640, 641, 642, 643, 644, 645, 646, 647, 648, 649, 650, 651, 652, 653, 654, 655, 666, 667, 660, 650, 658, 659, 660, 661, 662, 663, 664, 665, 667, 668, 669, 670, 671, 672, 673, 674, 675, 676, 677, 678, 679, 679, 680, 681, 682, 683, 684, 685, 686, 687, 688, 689, 689, 680, 681, 682, 683, 684, 685, 686, 687, 688, 689, 690, 691, 692, 693, 694, 695, 696, 697, 698, 699, 700, 701, 702, 703, 704, 705, 706, 707, 708, 709, 710, 711, haha, another funny number, 712, 713, 714, 715, 716, 716, 717, 718, 719, 720, 721, 722, 723, 724, 725, 726, 727, 728, 729, 730, 731, 732, 733, 744, 745, 746, 747, 748, 749, 750, 751, or 751, 750, no, yeah, 751, 752, 753, 754, 759, 756, no, 750, 751, 752, 753, 754, 755, 756, 757, 758, 759, 760, 761, 762, 763, 764, 765, 767, 766, 767, 768, 769, 770, 771, 772, 773, 774, 775, 776, 778, 777, 778, 779, 780. These sevens are tough. Seven 781, 782, 783, 784, 785, 786, 787, 788, 788, 789, 790, 791, 792, 793, 794, 795, 796, 797, 798, 799, 800. 801, 802, 803, 804, 805, 806, 807, 808, 809, 810, 811, 812, 813, 814, 815, 816, 817, 818, 819, 820, 821, 822, 823, 824, 825, 826, 827, 828, 829, 830, 831, 832, 833, 834, 835, 836, 837, 838, 839, 840, 841, 842, 843, 844, 845, 846, 847, 848, 849, 850, 851, 852, 853, 854, 855, 856, 857, 858, 859, 860, 861, 862, 863, 864, 865, 866, 867, 868, 869, 870, 871, 872, 873, 874, 875, 876, 877, 878, 879, 880, 881, 882, 883, 884, 885, 886, 887, 888, 889, 890, 891, 892, 893, 894, 895, 896, 897, 888, 898, 899, 900. 901, 902, 903, 904, 905, 906, 907, 908, 909, 910, 911, 912, 913, 914, 915, 916, 917, 918, 919, 920, 921, 922, 923, 924, 925, 926, 927, 928, 929, 930, 931, 932, 933, 934, 935, 936, 937, 938, 939, 940. The nines are way easier. 941, 942, 943, 944, 945, 946, 947, 948, 949, 950, 951, 952, 953, 954, 955, 956, 957, 958, 959, 960, 961, 962, 963, 964, 965, 966, 967, 968, 969, funny number, 970, 971, 972, 973, 974, 975, 976, 977, 978, 979, 980, 981, 982, 983, 984, 985, 986, 987, 988, 989, 990, 991, 992, 993, 994, 995, 996, 997, 998, 999, 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1014, 1014, 1015, 1016, 1017, 1018, 1019, 1020, 1021, 1022, 1023, 1024, 1025, 1026, 1027, 1028, 1029, 1030, 1031, 1032, 1033, 1034, 1035, 1036, 1037, 1038, 1039, 1040, 1041.6. And there you have it. In 1 hour, all of those people that I just counted, hopefully they're not statistics anymore. They're actual human beings, not just points on a map or dots in a graph, but actual human beings with families, with potential, with something to offer society. God sits back, although according to his own rules and according to his own actions from the past, from what we have in the Bible, he has helped people. He has given them food. He has given them water. He has saved them from sickness or intervened in some way to save his people in a supernatural way or just from a natural disaster itself. And yet, he just doesn't do anything. I think that is probably the best way I can sum up my thoughts on prayer. We'll see you next time.